G'day guys, welcome back to Roadside, presented by Zwift. We're back again. We've had the Women's Tour Down Under all wrapped up, Tommy, and we've just finished the Pro Velo Super League, and that's why we're outside the Victoria Park Crit Circuit, because we've just finished, and it was a cracking day of racing.
Yeah, no boardroom for us at the Hilton. We're down here today.
Oh.
No, we've seen the second stage of the Pro Velo Super League. It was a crit here. Obviously, everyone knows this course. That comes to Tour Down Under. There's always a range of crits, but I couldn't believe the way they transformed it for the Pro Velo Super League today, Jet. They just turned it up a lot.
Yeah, it was a full package, and we'll get into our Stage 3 and overall for the Women's Tour Down Under. And quickly on the Pro Velo, you mentioned it, there was drones, it was fully broadcast, people could watch at home. We had the full DJ there. It was really, really a high-quality product, even a VIP. And who, Tommy? Who blew the gun for the men's start for Stage 2?
Oh, nothing but the best for the Pro Velo Super League. It was Sir Mark Cavendish. He came on stage and you gave him the gun, Jet. And funnily enough, the gun to start the race, it didn't fire. So did you tamper with the gun, my friend?
I tell you what, I grabbed the gun off the table because I wanted to give it to Cav. You guys know I love Cavendish, but I didn't want to go near him. He came up on stage with us, and I was like, oh no, I had the gun. My hands were sweating so much. I was trying to wipe it before I give it to him. Then I gave it to him. Then he took it in his right hand, and then he wanted to shake my hand. I'm like, oh, it's so sweaty, but what an honour. And I tell you what, he'd had enough of it after holding that gun for like 10 minutes.
Yes, I think he was graceful enough to give us a couple of minutes, had a little chat. He's loving his time down here in Australia. But how wonderful is that? That's the thing when you come to Tour Down Under. Pro Velo Super League is fast become an essential item that you need to visit if you come here.
Oh, you have to. It was just awesome, and I think Renshaw put him up for that. And
He did.
It was cool. We got a handshake. We got our photos. So awesome to see there, Cavendish. The racing was sick, really nice. We had Sophie Ma win, Blake Agneletto win Stage 2. We also had the criterium for the men's TDU start last night at the Villawood Criterium. Welsford won, but to be honest, I'm not happy with the course. The course was
don't like it?
It was too far away from the city centre. Last year, it was right next to the village. This year, you had to walk all the way down into like the nightclub district, and like I didn't even move from the corner. We were pinned to the corners. We kept seeing people that we knew.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. It was, like you said, it was where there was lots of venues, hospitality venues at your leisure.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. There was a pub on the second last corner, overlooked the finishing straight.
Yeah, what's the limit of people on that top floor, mate? I reckon they were breaking it.
There were a couple of big units up there. Maybe it was exceeded. But I thought it was brilliant. So in contrast there, I'll have to argue that point of difference.
All right. Bring it back to the city centre, not in the bloody sticks. But what about that crash? We were right next to the crash. It really happened right near us, and the old lady got absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think she had to go to hospital, but the media report said she was okay. But it was a proper crash. But it didn't actually. It took away from the fact that Welsford won by about 10 lengths.
Yeah, it did. It
ominous.
It showed
Ominous.
the colours of what could be rinse and repeat coming into the men's Tour Down Under.
Yeah, but another great event, a part of the Tour Down Under package. We love FE Sports as well. Check out their expo in the Bike Expo area. The indoor area, I reckon half of it is all FE Sports. They own that section.
Yeah, they were in there. I was checking out the Magene wheels the other day, and I got to get myself some new bar tape, so I might make a visit tomorrow.
Go in and see them. Just to remind you, this, of course, is on YouTube in 4K. We're doing daily podcasts each day for the Tour Down Under, women's and men's. You'll get all the breakdowns, the unpacks, the analysis. And don't forget, Saturday 23rd, the final day of the, second last day of the men's, we've got the live podcast in the Bike Expo.
We do too.
3:30, the live podcast. So make sure you join us there.
No second takes for that one, mate.
No second takes is right. There was a truck going past. So make sure you follow us on all the socials as well. But it's time to get stuck into all the results from the Women's Tour Down Under Stage 3. The overall, this is Roadside, presented by Zwift.
It was the last and final stage of the Women's Tour Down Under, and it was an absolute doozy. Few ascents of our fabled Stirling Loop.
Yep.
Jet, your mortgage is safe another day, mate. Chloe Dygert from Canyon SRAM. She got the chocolates. She sort of did it easy. She was the winner of today's stage. Silky Smolders from Liv Jaco Alula rounded out in second. Naomi Rouge as well, the overall winner. She was third on the podium, but it was a brilliant stage, wasn't it? There were attacks left, right and centre, animators. from start to finish.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I thought it's actually started pretty slow, to be honest, and it did start to warm up. But as Chloe Dygert said in her post-race interview, she goes, the first lap was kind of fast, but then after that, it was actually kind of slow. And I think it might have been slow for Chloe because she is absolutely humming, and I think for some others, it might have been pretty quick. But we have to touch on Alyssa Pilates. I have to say,
what a ride.
What I said yesterday about the doomed 50k solo off the front in stage 1 just to get the jersey for a day, I take that back if you do take the jersey in the end, the way she did it. The way she took, it was all tied. The Queen of the Mountain points were all tied going into the last Queen of the Mountains ascent.
It was.
And the way she did it, teams will be looking at that. She got an amazing lead out from Nicole Frayne. She led her out. She had Voracek on the wheel, who was contesting her for that. She kept her boxed in and waited, and only went on the last 100 metres and got the victory, which got her the jersey. Alyssa, I know you'll be listening, and that was unbelievable. And I tell you what, if the teams are not interested in that first day's worth of attacking, they will be in that and the overall package of what she did. So, chapeau, that was absolute class.
First time for everything I've heard on this pod. You eating your own words. Wow, let's put that in the highlight reel.
But Cav, mate. I don't know what I was doing.
Still scattered. No, it was sensational. Watching it on the side and she came across, she just looked so relieved, enjoyed.
Yeah. And when she picked up the jersey at presentation, she was stoked, and that was really nice to see. Rightly so. Well done, ARA. Really chapeau.
Well, how about our winner today, though, Chloe Dygert? Hey, we've touched on it already, and we've touched on how good she's going at the moment, but she just seemed like she was on another level today.
Seriously, well done to Canyon SRAM, because they actually finally got control of her as one of the trucks goes past. They got control of Chloe Dygert. Just wait for that truck to pass. They kept her in the bunch. She did not see the wind. The first 2 stages, she's attacking left, right, and centre, closing gaps like it's nothing. And I was watching those stages, stage 1 and 2, watching the ease. She was closing those gaps, and it's clear to see she was so strong. And to be honest, I have loved Chloe Dygert ever since she stepped out of the US racing and entered the European scene. She is the only woman in the professional peloton who can actually match Lotte Kopecky in the classics. They just need to harness Chloe Dygert the right way. And when she went in that sprint, she made them look like club riders. She literally won by about 10 lengths after a beautiful lead out from Canyon SRAM. And Stephen Gallagher sent me a video with him and Beth Duray, the 2 directors of the team. They're in the car. And you know what he said? He said beers later on.
Oh, Stephen, he's on the gas. He's never one to let celebrations go without being recognised. Now, brilliant result. Jed, it sort of brings to the last one of our other talking points we've mentioned. The Euros, well, the Australians for so many years at Tour Down Under, you go to Nationals, you're in good form, you get an even better form from that, you come to TDU, and they generally clean sweep.
Yeah.
No longer is that the case, is it?
No.
Euros are training and every World Tour race is taken so seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Bygone years of just rolling around and having a swim are gone.
That's right. They're coming in at Christmas time. They're training the house down in the sun, getting acclimated, getting that form tuned up. And the Aussies just can't rock up and think they're going to waltz around and destroy these Europeans and US riders like that is done to them when they roll over there for the first couple of European races. So I think that's a great thing for the race, but it also means something else, which we'll talk about later on the other side of our next sort of break. But overall, GC went to Naomi Rugg, the Swiss national champ. She held on. Silky Smolders, second place, and Mia Ottersad from Uno X. Young riders was Eleonora Chiabacco, and Alyssa, of course, got the Queens, and the sprint was Naomi as well.
Yeah, that was that. Phenomenal ride by Rouge. Actually, that was just, as well, to win the overall as such a young rider as well, early 20s.
Classy, and €12,000 in the bank too, if you don't mind, for the overall. That's around $20,000. This is Roadside, presented by Zwift. So the Zwift area in the Bike Expo, Tom, I had a look the other day. They've got the new Zwift Ride there, and it's set up. Zwift is on. You can get down to the Bike Expo. Opens at 2 o'clock indoors each day. See the Zwift team there, lovely Zwift volunteers. Hit them up, say hi, say you love the podcast too. They'll love it because the volunteers are listeners. They're giving away some swag, and it's your chance there to try the new Zwift Ride. And don't forget, on Tuesday, 6 p.m. at the Map
Of
Specialised
course,
area.
of
We've got the
course.
Zwift party, mate.
Yeah, we'll be there in full throw. That's my area of expertise, just navigating some of those, social events, mate.
Looking for free drinks.
No, I would never, Jethro. Anyway, you'll see us there at the Zwift Expo,
We'll be
as
there.
well as the Swift party.
Absolutely, we will be.
Bring it on.
Now, Women's Tour Down Under, just to sort of look at an overall perspective, what worked, what didn't work, and what needs to change, Tommy. And we'll start with what worked. I thought Wollonga not being the last stage was perfect. Having the winner of Wollonga defend the next day, I thought was really good, and it adds another dynamic to the race.
Yeah, no, you're bang on the money. I reckon it just opens up and makes for more exciting racing. Last year, one of the best stages we saw, I think, just in contrast, and even overall, was most likely the day Isaac Del Toro won.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was open racing. It was that sort of Amstel-style race in the finale where there was 15 riders in it.
Yep.
And someone who rolled the dice took it on and won.
Yep.
And I think when we see that open racing and teams being forced to defend, it really makes for entertaining racing. And that's what we saw today in Stirling.
Yeah, absolutely. The Stirling Loop is great. The loops, especially on the final day, circuits are great for eliciting great racing and attacking. And it's really good where the local audience engagement is key. And that's what it got. There was crowds all around Stirling there. It was really well done. That also worked well.
For me, mate, it's got to be the start time.
Oh, yeah.
I like the start time. Today it was at around 11 o'clock start time.
Yep.
On the loops at Stirling. That's enough time for you can go get a coffee. And sure, it's a little bit hotter, or you can do a few hours and get out on the bike earlier and make your way up to the race. And then by the time 2 o'clock hits and they're sort of finished, you can be on the road back home into town. You can have a couple of hours to recover, respite. And you can go out. Obviously, for me, mate, I got home, jumped in the shower, and we came straight to the crit circuit. But I really do like the start times.
Yeah, 11 to 4. It allows you to have the nice ride in the morning, and then, of course, plenty of time at night time to go out and enjoy what Adelaide has to offer.
Now, what didn't work? What's got your
look, I've got this
mate?
gripe, right? I'm not wearing it now, but when I rolled into the TDU Hilton media area, I put my sizing in for my shirt and shorts that we have to wear when we're doing the work, the TDU kit. I put my sizing in weeks ago, and I know the TDU pay the bills, but I was given a large and a large shorts, Tommy. Now, I'm a big man, of course, as Karen Jones, superstar, goes past. She's a legend, still working a couple hours after the finish.
Yeah.
I got given 2 larges, Tommy, and I just thought, come on.
You love a big unit, though, mate. You love a big unit.
It's a little bit of a gripe with the TDU, but they pay the bills, so we do love them.
Yeah, you can swallow that one,
I
mate.
can swallow it, but if you do see me walking around, I look like a skater, school kid, chav. It's not my fault.
You just really you were too late to the party, mate. All the mediums are gone. Anyway, now look, for me, what didn't work, I'm not a huge fan of the opening stage parcours for the women.
Okay.
I thought it was a little bit too short.
Yeah.
What was it, 110-ish?
109 Ks, yeah.
Well, I thought that was too short for a World Tour race, particularly even it's a 3 days of racing.
And the stage design for Aldinga to Brighton
it
was
wasn't
boring.
brilliant, was it?
The coastal finish is okay. It's not bad because Brighton obviously love it. They really come out there.
Yep.
But the 80 Ks prior to it is just boring. They need to add a few more moments where riders can attack rather than just like a bit of boring highway. When there's only 3 stages, you can't afford to have a stage like that when it's a third of the race.
No, I agree, mate. But what do you reckon's going to change then? You're moving forward.
We said it last year.
we're
Everyone
armchair.
said it last year. Carly Taylor said it last year. Nettie Edmondson. We need more than 3 stages.
Yep.
It's over. You can't be with the quality and the level now people are rolling into this race. It needs to be a minimum 4 stages for the Women's Tour Down Under, and I'm not talking about another criterium. I'm talking about another fully fledged stage. I think that needs to happen next year.
And I think the riders who were contesting the GC, Fisher Black, Bradbury, Rouge,
Yep.
they would all be welcoming another stage. They would all be welcoming it.
Absolutely.
So,
What
yeah,
about
I agree.
You mentioned stage lengths before as well for the first stage.
Yeah.
For all stages, needs to go up. 110. It was 110 Ks today,
Well,
too.
for so long it's had this tagline of come down, it's the easiest way to start your season. You're in the sun, you escape European winter, and you can pile on the Ks. But that, as we said earlier, it's lost that tagline, TDU. It is just a hard World Tour race. It is a race where it can make seasons. Like
Yeah.
we saw Sam Welsford had a successful season last year. Not because he was also making wins in Europe, but he came down here and he had multiple World Tour stage victories.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great call, Tommy. So there's plenty to work on for the Women's Tour Down Under, but it's an amazing event.
Oh,
and
it's brilliant.
We're lucky to be a part of it, and we're glad to be here, and we hope you're all enjoying the coverage. So, Tommy, our Zwift moments of the day. There are quite a few here. We were kind of fighting over who picks what, but I'll start with mine. It was Chloe Dygert's win, making everyone look like a junior, but it was actually more the fact that Canyon SRAM Zonda Crypto were able to harness her to cage the lion, cage the gorilla. You know, I understand, I do know this. Chloe Dygert is a hard unit to work with on the team. Okay, she does need. It takes a bit more management than just. It takes a bit more. So Chloe is a lot to sort of encompass and control there, and they really got her to work well, sit in the bunch. The team worked perfectly. Canyon SRAM a masterclass. If they can do that, Chloe's going to win a lot more this year and against the big hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember reading that. You know, it's been maybe her first off season in a long time that she's been able to have no illness, no injury.
Yes.
And we're already seeing the fruits of the labour because she is just in scintillating form.
She was meant to be here last year. Remember, Tommy, we got the inside word, but she had an ankle injury that she maybe just let linger a bit too long, and then it was too late. Her start of her season was ruined. So good to see her firing fit and happy as well. Your moment, Tom?
Oh, my Zwift moment of the day. It had to be from the Australian team, Pilates. She grabbed the Queen of the Mountain jersey with both hands. Yeah. I loved seeing it because for the team, for the national team, so many years they come to Tour Down Under, they go, we're going to target the breaks and we're going to roll the dice and, hopefully get a jersey. Yeah. For them to really go out and do that and achieve that goal. And it was a team effort. You said Frayne let her out. It was all in for it. Yeah. And they got the chocolates. I was so stoked to see that happen because they'll be out home. They'll be out and about celebrating that one tonight, and rightly so.
100%. Let's hope Alyssa Pilates can go straight back up into the Pro Tour, if not the World Tour in the future. Now, finally, tomorrow, we're staring down the barrel of a rest day for the Tour Down Under, Tommy, but we've got the Pro Velo Super League Stage 3.
We do.
This will be down at the Motorsport Park. Mm-hmm. And we're hoping we will have a special guest on the pod, and it really depends on whether or not we get back to the Hilton in time. But I'm hopeful if we get back at 6 o'clock, Tommy, we'll have a very special guest for our podcast on the Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it'll be good. Do you reckon he'll like us? We could be coming in hot, sweaty after just been running around all day with the Pro Velo. There we are in the Hilton. We could be an absolute mess, but no, it would be a special episode.
We will break rules to get there, and I've definitely stretched relationships to make it happen, but I'm sure we will. We've got to pick a winner for stage 1, by the way. Let's pick one forecasting now, because of course we'll talk about this on the next episode, but I think we can't go past Welsford. He's flying.
I'm not going to bet against him, put it that way. Bauhaus will try. Bauhaus will challenge. But I just can't see Welsford getting it wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Put the mortgage on it.
Put the mortgage on it. All right, legends, thanks for listening, and we'll see you for the next episode tomorrow of Roadside, presented by Zwift.